Mswatu inkosi ithula akayithathe akahambe nayo akayithathe yetinza bakewuni akayithathe
It's 1400 hours. You're watching Eswatini TV, Nedbank Business Watch. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We hope you're having yourself a good day. We are going to give you a really good program today with my co-host here, Lungalele Makakula. Tomben, how are you?
Good, I'm good. How are you?
Doing all right, doing fantastic.
I'm great. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. This is Nedbank Business Watch. We are coming to you live. We are live on YouTube and we are live on DSTV channel 286.
Absolutely. We appreciate the fact that you are making time to join us here on the program this afternoon.
Yeah, all right. This week, we take you back to a conversation I had a while ago with Nontle Dlamini, who is an electronic banking specialist. She talked about the benefits of the Nedbank Send Money and Mobi wallet. With these platforms, you can send cash to your friends and family quick and easy. All you need is a valid Eswatini cell phone number and your Nedbank account. Stay tuned for more on this conversation. And for our financial segment later on the program, Toba Kamete will join us for today's market analysis.
And of course, we will turn our attention to the upcoming 2026 Eswatini Trade Fair. It is set for the 28th of August to the 6th of September at the usual Mavuso Trade and Exhibition Center in Manzini. Now, this year's announcement by the Eswatini Investment Promotion Authority has already generated a lot of excitement, particularly among MSMEs, after confirming that exhibition rates will remain unchanged for the second consecutive year. While more outdoor exhibition space will also be introduced to accommodate growing demand. But of course, beyond the logistics, what do these developments truly mean for small businesses? How important is affordability, visibility and sustainability in helping MSMEs grow and compete? We'll be joined by an SME holder, Olivet Mukabeta, to drill into that conversation and really just help us understand the appreciation of MSMEs and excitement around this year's Eswatini Eswatini's international trade fair in Manzini.
Yeah, stay with us. We come back with our business news.
Digital helps you make cross-border payments. Human gives you global specialists. Digital allows you to apply for a loan anytime, anywhere. Human connects you to credit experts. Digital puts you in control of your money, while Human connects you to wealth advisors. Digital allows you to freeze, unfreeze, cancel, and reorder your card. Human gives you that personal touch. Digital when you want it. Human when you need it. Get the complete private banking experience with Nedbank Private Clients.
Welcome back. This is Nedbank Business Watch, and now for our business news.
Our first story, effective 1st of July this year, all television imports will require a valid TV permit in line with the new integration measures following the launch of the No TV Permit, No Import EPIACO initiative by the Eswatini Television Authority and the Eswatini Revenue Service. Speaking during the launch at the Eswatini Revenue Service headquarters at Ezulwini, the ICT Minister and Technology, represented by the Minister for Finance, Honorable Neil Reichenberg, said the Eswatini Television Authority and Eswatini Revenue Service TV License Import Permit Integration Project seeks to link television import permits to customs HS code controls.
By linking television import permits to customs HS code controls, we are effectively closing loopholes that previously enabled revenue leakage and inconsistent participation amongst retailers and importers. This integration strengthens oversight mechanisms, improves efficiency, and promotes integrity across the sector. More importantly, it creates a fair and competitive environment where all retailers and importers operate under the same compliance standards. And the system is designed to ensure fairness across the industry. It guarantees that all retailers and importers comply equally with the established requirements, thereby protecting legitimate businesses from unfair competition. It also promotes confidence in the markets by ensuring consistency and accountability across the sector. Customers, too, stand to benefit greatly from this initiative through improved service delivery, modernized license administration, and stronger regulatory systems. Citizens will experience a more efficient and transparent broadcasting environment that reflects the values of accountability, innovation, and national progress.
Eswatini Television Authority's Chief Executive Officer Mlamuli Dlamini notes that this initiative aligns with the broader vision of building a broadcaster that is financially sustainable.
Today marks a defining moment for Eswatini TV. It represents a deliberate and decisive shift in our operational philosophy. We have been very clear about our mandate, which is to build a broadcaster that is professionally managed, financially sustainable, and capable of delivering at a world-class standard. Achieving this requires more than just a vision. It requires the discipline, control, and structural shift necessary to address the inefficiencies of the past. And this initiative we are launching today speaks directly to that. In addition to that, it is fully aligned with government strategy for a strong digital future built on integrated, enforceable systems that enable compliance at scale and strengthen public service delivery. The TV import permit project is not an incremental improvement. It is a structural correction. For too long, we have relied on reactive enforcements, which include inspections, follow-ups, and prosecutions that consume a lot of time and our scarce resources, with very limited impact on overall compliance. And that approach ends here today. We are moving enforcement to the point where it is most effective at the border.
Commissioner General of the Eswatini Revenue Service, Brightwell Nkambule, emphasized that the service is ready for the implementation of this initiative.
Our ports of entry are ready. Because we are ready to support this initiative. Our ports of entry are not only ports of entry where duties and taxes are collected, they are also important control points where regulatory requirements are implemented and enforced, such as this one. With this initiative, it is critical to emphasize that Eswatini TV remains the institution responsible for issuing the TV licensing and permits requirements. Then the ERS at the ports of entry will be supporting the implementation, helping to integrate requirements into the importation processes at all our ports of entry, so that the conditions of the permits are applied consistently. For retailers, the message is that preparation will be key. We encourage retailers to familiarize themselves with the requirements of this permit process and submit their applications on time.
Representing the board chairperson of the Eswatini Television Authority, board member Senani Kumalo, emphasized that the initiative is a decisive move to tackle the country's low compliance levels.
The TV license permit is not a tax. It's an investment back to our culture, our stories, and our economy. Unfortunately, compliance has been very low, partly due to the fact that the television sites across our borders were undetected. These loopholes ends today.
The Chief Executive Officer of Eswatini Television Authority, Mlamuli Dlamini, explained that retailers and importers and all eMaswati from all the regions will be educated on the No TV Permit, No Import Ipiyako initiative before its implementation. The Chief Executive Officer and Eswatini Revenue Services Commissioner General Brightwell Nkambule further stressed that the partnership between Eswatini Revenue Service and the Eswatini Television Authority will not result in any extra cost, but is aimed at strengthening compliance and curbing revenue leakages. Reporting, Nelson Langamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Ezulwini.
Following the launch of the No TV Permit, No Import Ipiyako initiative by the Eswatini Television Authority and the Eswatini Revenue Service, the consultant Sabelo Similane, project management consultant, unpacks the application process.
The application process will require the retailers that are importing or bringing in television sets into Eswatini to put in an application with the Eswatini Television Authority. The application forms are found on our website, and you will then download the application forms, attach the required documents, which will be inclusive of your quotation or the pro forma invoice so that we see the goods that you are bringing in. So once we've received that particular application, we will review and then inform the retailer how much he or she is expected to pay in terms of the import permit. It is worth mentioning that the import permit fee is the same as the TV license fee. So there's no additional cost that will be incurred. Currently, the retailers are allowed to bring in television sets into the country, and once they have sold the television sets, they then remit the TV license fees to the Eswatini TV. But we have had problems there, so we are trying to collect the money now at the ports of entry. And then they will recoup the money as they sell the television sets to the customers. So we've received the application. We inform how much you need to pay, which is 180 emalangeni for each television set and 50 emalangeni for each decoder. Once that has been done, you will then have to pay. Once payment has been confirmed, Eswatini TV communicates with ERS on you as the retailer having a permit to bring in those television sets into the kingdom. So once they've been brought into the kingdom, we then follow the normal customs clearing process. But one of the things that ERS will be looking out for is, does that particular television set have a permit, or those television sets have permits to come?
Well, this year's trade fair is scheduled to take place from the 28th of August to the 6th of September, and that's a conversation we'll have with Olivet after the break.
Bekunene lo msebenzi lesiwenda kunamuhla ube ngumsebenzi lomkhulu lo hamba isikhathi wahamba eMaswatini onke awubuka ngeliso leliqophele ukuthi konke lesikwendako ugcine livela kangwane ulakhele nini bekunene
ingozi kuthula akayithathe akahambe nayo akayithathe yadenza bakhe
All right, welcome back. This year's trade fair is scheduled to take place from the 28th of August to the 6th of September, and that will be at the Mavuso Trade and Exhibition Center in Manzini, as announced by the Eswatini Investment Promotion Authority on Tuesday. Now, part of the major announcements was that exhibition rates will not be increased for the second consecutive year, and this is a move that is aimed at accommodating greater private sector participation as well as to empower MSMEs. It was also announced that to meet the growing demand, more outdoor exhibition spaces will be made available while encouraging custom-built stands. Today, we speak to one of the small and medium enterprises, Olivet Mukabeta, who is an SME holder, and he shares insights on the significance of this announcement as well as, everything else that he's just excited for with this year's edition. Welcome to the program. Thank you so much for making time. Just take us through your immediate reaction to APA's announcement, particularly around the issue of exhibition rates remaining the same and not increasing.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. As SMEs, we were very excited about it, as it will give us the opportunity to exhibit our stuff, to exhibit our services and products to the nation.
How important is the issue of affordability when it comes particularly to participating in events like the trade fair?
Yes, the issue of affordability is a very important thing, because most of the people, sometimes they are not able to exhibit because they cannot afford to register for trade fair. And so if IPA decided not to increase the fares, which means IPA is giving a chance to us SMEs to have an opportunity to exhibit.
Yeah, and speaking of an opportunity to exhibit, APA has also done something quite, commendable here. So a lot of you are reacting that way anyway, in the issue of allowing MSMEs to exhibit outdoors and having their own stands outdoors and designing them themselves. How important is that?
Yes, to us SMEs, it's a very important step. As you know, IPA and Nedbank, they are pushing this green zone initiative. So most of us SMEs, especially in the agri sector, having an outdoor space, it will be a good opportunity for us to display. As you know, most of our products, they are more on nature. So when they are outdoor, we are able to give our best.
Yeah. Do you believe the trade fair remains a critical platform in terms of, being effective as a platform for MSMEs to market their products as well as to grow their customer base?
Okay, to me, I cannot say it remains, but it has improved quite a lot in when it comes to SMEs and promoting SMEs.
Yes. Just how so? If you can explain that further, how has it improved quite a lot in terms of helping you guys market your products?
Yes, giving us these opportunities to exhibit. They are giving us an opportunity to meet customers, to network with other SMEs, other people in the industry, in other different industries, not only, for example, as I'm in farming, not only in farming, but to interact with other investors from different sides of SMEs.
Right. And how many years have you been attending as an exhibitor?
This year will be the second year.
So just based off of your experience last year, would you say that interaction that you are speaking of, and you say you get an opportunity to interact with the new customers as well as other SMEs, that experience last year, did you see it have a lasting improvement or effect into your business after the trade fair?
Yes, it did had a lasting improvement and effect on our business, because after we have introduced ourselves to our customers and the new customers, and the response was quite good even up until now. From the last year's trade fair, they are still coming, mentioning that we were at the trade fair, we saw you exhibiting and things like that. So they are still coming. So it has played a major role in our business.
Yeah, and you did, briefly touch on the theme for this year, which is unlocking green economy opportunities. What does that theme mean to you as a business owner?
Okay, as a business owner, this means that IPA and Nedbank, they are encouraging us to do business or farming in ways that cannot harm the environment. And for example, we are moving away from these synthetic chemicals to organic farming, and we are also encouraging other farmers to do the same.
But, and I'm happy that you operate in a business environment where you are able to move from synthetic chemicals to more environmentally friendly approach to farming. In your practice, are you guys really ready to embrace that? Do you have the resource capacity and the financial capacity? Is it even expensive, or it's actually cheaper value to go that direction?
Okay, on my side, I think organic farming is cheaper than synthetic farming, because most of the things that you need on organic farming, they are readily available, especially in the rural areas. We do have those things, because we can even use plants that you can use to make organic fertilizer. You can use waste from animals to make organic fertilizer. There are quite a lot of things that you can get for free to do organic farming.
And that's a practice that you already you've already introduced in your business endeavor.
Yes, we have introduced it, we are practicing it, and it's doing quite well.
It's doing quite well, absolutely. What would you say to an MSME that is still hesitant to exhibit at the trade fair?
I can encourage them to come to trade fair, register for trade fair, come for exhibit. You will get more customers, and you also have an opportunity to interact with other entrepreneurs. It's a platform also for getting more information that is available through other entrepreneurs, through other even bigger organizations which are ready to support entrepreneurs like Nedbank.
Absolutely. And what would be something you feel like can be improved on at the trade fair, just based off that 1 year experience?
Okay, on the 1 year experience, okay, from my last year, I think the one thing that I thought IPA should improve, they've already done it, especially this opportunity of giving more outdoor space. Because I remember last year when I was engaging with IPA, we did talk about providing more outdoor space, especially for SMEs and for farmers. And this year they have done it. I think they have improved.
Yeah. And finally, maybe what are your expectations this year? Of course, we are going to see what was a dream for you last year coming into life this year in terms of the outdoor exhibitions. But what are your expectations this year at the trade fair? And perhaps what impact, more importantly, would you like to see it have on local businesses and the economy at large?
Okay, the first expectation is to expect more exhibitors in this year's, especially on our side as SMEs, and also more visitors, so that they will come and being introduced to what we are offering. And then on the business side, it's an opportunity for us to grow. And when we grow, we are also giving an opportunity to others who are still coming up to also grow.
Yeah, but I think last year there was an emphasis on having these MSMEs that exhibit there be more export-oriented, because a lot of the time you produce for the local market. Did you see that opportunity last year, and can that be improved on this year?
Yes, because sometimes you find that there are other exhibitors from outside the country. So when you engage with those exhibitors, you find other export markets where we can export our products. So I can also encourage SMEs, even other farmers, to come and exhibit and interact. They will get export market rather than only selling local.
Absolutely. Olivette, thank you so much for your time. All the best this year to the exhibition. We hope that you will make relationships with, businesses from outside of Eswatini, and you'll get to export to whatever countries that they come from. He is an SME holder operating in the agriculture space, and he will be exhibiting this year at the trade fair. Let's go for a net break. We'll be back shortly.
akayithathe akahambe nayo
labo labasebuhlungwini abakhohlwe mtotonke le tinto temhlaba
Those that are in pain must forget all the problems
ngoba
they
kuthi
have.
answer la kule tinto temhlaba
Because the things of the earth have got no answer.
answer la ikhona khona
But the answer that we have
ikulona losetule
is
emazulwini
all morning.
nangishumayela nini ngisuke ngiyishumayela kwananami
When I'm preaching here, I'm preaching to
I
myself.
receive umoya longcwele
I receive the Holy Spirit.
I declare ukuthi a turnaround is coming my way
Memethela ukuthi a turnaround is coming in my life.
inkosi ithula akayithathe akahambe nayo
Welcome back. PayPal has announced the global expansion of PayPal USD, and they call it PYUSD, and it makes it available in 70 markets worldwide through the PayPal account. This dollar-backed stablecoin enables users to send funds across borders with faster settlement times and lower transaction costs compared to traditional payment methods. As global commerce continues to shift towards digital platforms, individuals and businesses are increasingly demanding faster, more seamless, and cost-effective cross-border payment solutions. Stable coins like PYUSD are positioned to support a more inclusive, efficient, and lower-cost global financial ecosystem. We now speak to the benefits of this development with our in-house economist, Sanele Sibiya, who is going to unpack how critical this is for the SADC economy as well as Eswatini. Maybe, Sibiya, before we get into that kind of nitty-gritty, in layman's terms, just make us understand what this development really is for someone who goes to elementary school.
Thank you, Mr. Ngumalo. Good afternoon to you, and also good afternoon to the viewers. So basically, PayPal USD is a crypto coin, or what we call a digital money, which is backed one-to-one with the US dollar, and it's actually available on the PayPal platform. So basically, it works as money in cash money, like the dollar. It works like the dollar. You're able to send it across, you're able to receive it, and you're able to even use it to pay for commodities. And I think what we need to first start by appreciating is the fact that Eswatini is actually being considered amongst those countries. Because if you remember, before this time around, PayPal was not working within Eswatini as borders. So we do appreciate this as a very positive step, and actually it's going to give us a bit of a footprint in terms of how we can use digital money and digital currency. So that's what it is in a nutshell. It's just a coin that can be used just like any other US dollar, and it can be redeemed from the crypto to lead dollar quite seamlessly within the very same platform within PayPal. So it just basically is just a liquidity in a form of digital currency instead of having to send money from your account, which then have to go and be debited against your PayPal account and then be credited against another account, taking a bit of a longer, payment time. So this one kind of works seamlessly in that it just transfers in real time.
Yeah, and they're referred to as stable coins. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are stable coins, therefore, becoming such an important part of the modern financial ecosystem?
So basically, if you look at the way cryptocurrencies have been configured, they have been quite volatile. You know, today you wake up, you know, the cryptocurrency could be crossing the $10,000 mark in terms of exchanging it, and then you wake up tomorrow because of whatever market dynamics, it's back on the $3,000 mark. That's just because of the nature of cryptocurrency. That's the way it is. There's only so much of them that have been built. And then if people are speculating that its value is going to go up, so they buy more of it, and eventually the value goes up. And then once people start cashing out on that, it also just becomes more volatile. You'd find that it's going back to a lower level. Yet with stable coins, they are pegged one-to-one with a certain currency. This one we are talking about, it's pegged one-to-one with the US dollar. So basically, it inherits the relative stability of the dollar rather than going through the motions that everyday cryptocurrency goes through. And essentially, you have just as many of them, as many dollars as there are in circulation. So that makes the volatility a bit stable because it's pegged one-to-one with the dollar. So when you are buying it, you are simply exchanging your dollar and converting it to this digital currency so that you're able to pay and you're able to move it, say probably through an open ledger system so that you're able to track it across. So now that's where the stability comes from. It's pegged one-to-one and it's less volatile compared to your traditional cryptocurrencies.
And then how does that therefore benefit African economies, particularly the SADC region?
So if you look at PayPal in itself, it is more like one of those platforms that you could have just transferred your local money into PayPal to pay for something. But right now, if you can hold those PYUSD, essentially you have a dollar-based bank account. So that's what it is. If you transfer your money and you buy those that stable currency. So essentially you have a dollar USD account. You'd have a dollar account, and that's relatively stable. It preserves your money compared to quite a lot of SADC currencies, which tend to fluctuate relatively more. So that's the first one. So it does preserve the value of the money and the savings that we have as SADC countries. And then when you come into the personal space, the consumer space, you are able now to it ensures that it's relatively easier for you to buy commodities abroad. You know, when you do a lot of these purchases abroad, PayPal is one of those acceptable payment methods there. And once you've moved and shifted your money from your card, what it then does, it gives you this sort of insulation so that whatever hackers and everything are out there, they don't have access to your account. And, you know, we have a lot of our friends and our family who are out there in diaspora. So with this payment method, it's relatively easier for them to simply send money to you through your PayPal. Right now, that's the first one. And then when you come into business, what you want to do in business is to ensure that there's a seamless flow of of payments. So number one, because it's going to, improve on your operational budget because you're paying now, you're able to sell and the commodities get here compared to when you have to wait a couple of 3 or 4 days for that payment to clear wherever it is going. And that's only when that your goods are going to be released. So now if you look at that lead time between your money going to be transferred and then your commodities leaving whatever country and coming into Eswatini, now that takes a bit of time, and that's a time in which your capital is stuck in that payment and you are not able to even sell the commodities. So now that's going to reduce the lead time for businesses. And then also it's just going to make it more efficient. to trade across borders without having to go through, I'm sorry to say this because it's a Nedbank show, without having to go through the traditional hurdles in a forex. So you have to do this once and just transfer the money and it stays there as PYUSD, and you can always just transact from there. It's already in forex once it is there. So it does save a lot of time in terms of overall transactions, in terms of overall capital preservation, and then in terms of overall operational budgeting.
Yeah, so essentially this does certainly improve our e-commerce participation as well as our participation in the digital economy as African businesses.
Yes, it does, Mr. Ngumalo, in the sense that we are integrating more into the global north and the global economy overall. So we get now to participate at an efficient rate and at a faster rate in the digital landscape and in global e-commerce overall. Not even e-commerce, even in just global commerce, where you can now simply send and receive a payment very fast without having to go through complicated, SWIFT processes, without having to go through complicated intermediary bank processes, because, the traditional process can actually be quite arduous. So right now, if you have this type of facility, it makes it easier, Mr. Ngumalo. So that means literally it improves what we call financial inclusion in the sense that the fact that it works in Eswatini, so technically every Eswati can now have a dollar account without having to go through the traditional methods of owning a dollar account. So we are improving financial inclusion, we are improving integration into the global economy, and we are also improving acceleration of available fintech solutions for payments, ensuring that Eswatini is able to participate at par with all other countries. And now that increases and improves our consumption space, because you can now you don't only have to consume what you can find on a shop in Eswatini. You can go to the shop online and then you can have that commodity. Also, it improves our production space and market space in that now it makes it easy for Maswati businesses to get integrated into that global commerce space, and you'll be able to receive the payments and make sure you're shipping things out to those countries where they have been bought. So this does come with a lot of opportunities for commerce, for consumption, and for financial inclusion around the very same Eswatini, and also around fast-tracking digital currency in Eswatini, and also fast-tracking our entry into the crypto space in Eswatini, because we can somehow copy this model and replicate it so that it works even locally. So we're seeing a whole spectrum of, business and consumption space being opened up.
Thank you so much for your time. We always appreciate you coming on the program and sharing your insights on these business development stories. Sanele Sibia, our economist. Let's go for a net break. Send Money Platform Solution by Nedbank, a revisit conversation that we had a couple of weeks ago. Stay with us.
Welcome back. You're still watching Nedbank Business Watch. Thank you for staying with us. Electronic banking specialist from Nedbank, Nonhle Dlamini, comes again the program. Today she's focusing on the Nedbank Send Money and Mobi Money wallet. Very good afternoon. Welcome back, Nonhle.
Good afternoon, Lulu. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So let's just focus on the Send Money. What are the benefits of registering? How do you register? Do I need to be a client of Nedbank? How does the process go?
Okay, for the Mobi Money wallet account, so we have two services rather. It's the Send Money and the Mobi Money option. So on the Mobi Money, you have to register, yes, but you don't have to be a Nedbank client. Even those that are not Nedbank clients can register for the wallet. To register, you dial *140 *41#, and then follow the easy prompts where you'll be required to enter your ID number, your date of birth, your full name and surname, and you'll then receive a congratulatory message to say, thank you for registering with Nedbank. Congratulations, you have successfully registered for the wallet account.
Okay.
Yes.
So do I need airtime to register?
No, you don't.
I don't need airtime.
You don't need airtime.
So what comes with the benefits of registering? For instance, someone sends me money. Am I able to store that money into my wallet, and for how long?
Absolutely, you are able to store the funds for as long as you need the funds in that account. Okay. To have the wallet account is beneficial in a way that you are able to purchase airtime, electricity. You're able to view your account statement because it creates an account. So it means in as much as you're not a Nedbank client, for those that do not have clients with us, but you are able to view your balance just to see your transactions that have happened on the wallet account.
Okay. So for instance, somebody sends me 3,000 Malangeni. Do I need to withdraw all that money, or I can keep some in my wallet?
No, you don't have to withdraw. You can only withdraw the money that you need at that time.
Yeah.
Yes, you can then store the rest, maybe up until whatever time you need the funds.
Okay, so I don't need airtime. I just use my registering. I don't need airtime to register.
You don't need airtime.
Okay, so let's talk about other benefits of having the wallet. I know that Nedbank customers or clients have been complaining that when you send someone money, if they don't withdraw it within 48 hours, it gets sent back, and more charges for the sender. How does having the wallet help me? What benefits comes with having the wallet?
Thank you, like you said. On the Send Money option, the funds, if you still have the Send Money, the funds return to the sender after 48 hours.
Okay.
That's quite an inconvenience to some of our clients because let's say you don't know the sender, who the sender is. Some of our clients run businesses and stuff like that. So to have the wallet account helps the receiver store the funds in that account.
Okay.
Instead of you calling the sender or calling the bank to say, someone send me funds via the Send Money option, and then now the funds have returned back to the sender. So we need to trace who sent the funds. So to cut all that that process, we then encourage the receiver to register for the Mobi wallet, because also on the Mobi wallet you are able to there's an option where you can apply to have a bank account with Nedbank.
Oh,
yes.
Great.
So it comes with that as well.
Okay, so tell us more about that. How do I apply? Is the whole process completed, via the wallet, or I eventually need to go to the bank?
You will then eventually have to go to the bank for signing purposes and also for getting your ATM card. Yes, but the process can be done virtually. Yes,
so how long can I store my money in my wallet? For instance, 3 months, will I be charged if I don't utilize it, in purchasing electricity, airtime? I'm just storing it. Will I be charged?
For storing the funds, no. But what we charge is, the first withdrawal on the wallet account is free. And then the rest of the withdrawals we charge. But for keeping the wallet, no, we don't charge that. Yes, for keeping the funds in the account, we don't charge.
So can I withdraw it gradually, not like in a lump sum?
Yes, you can.
Okay,
yes,
that's perfect.
Can.
So I want us to get into Send Money. Tell us more about the Send Money. How do I send money? Do I need to have the the app? Do I need to log into the app, or I can use, cell phone banking?
Yes, you do have to. You can use the app to make a withdrawal. I mean, to send the funds to a wallet or send money. A client with a send money service. So what you do is when you log into the app, there's a payment option. Under those payment options, you select payment to mobile. Okay. You can send to a valid Swazi number, either Eswatini mobile or MTN. Yes.
So instant transaction.
Yes.
Yeah, well, all right.
Yes.
So let's talk about charges. Will I be charged for sending money?
Yes, the sender, of course,
yeah.
they'll be charged for sending.
Okay.
Yes.
And also let's talk about what happens if the receiver does not withdraw the cash.
On the send money option, the funds will return to the sender's account after 48 hours. If the 48 hours lapses on a Sunday, then the following working day, the funds will be returned to the sender's account.
To the sender.
Yes.
So what's the minimum I can send per day and the maximum?
You can send you can send up, because on the wallet account you can store up to 25,000.
Okay.
So as long as it doesn't reach that limit, yes, you can send up to that much.
So it's for everyone, businesses, corporates, and individuals, SMEs, they can utilize this platform.
Absolutely. And on the SME part, business part, corporate clients have even the option of sending a bulk send money. They can load a file up to 2,000 clients and send to those recipients.
Yeah. And what if I send money to the wrong person? Does the bank assist me there? What happens? Do you assist me within the 48 hours? Do I get instant help from the bank? What happens?
Okay, Lulu, that one is quite tricky because at the moment we do not reverse that transaction. We do have a disclaimer though to alert our clients to say, just be careful, make sure that you send to the correct recipient.
Yeah.
Yes.
And of course I get a notification that I've sent money to someone.
Absolutely, you do, because even on the app, the transactions, they do show the number that you've sent to. Yes.
Okay. Yes. So let's talk about the OTP. How does my recipient get an OTP? How do I ensure that they get an OTP?
Okay. They do receive a message. The message carries the OTP, which is the one-time PIN. Okay. So if the receiver will then says, I haven't received the message, but the sender has confirmed that they have sent the funds. So we then request them to do the *140# for send money to regenerate the OTP. Once you've dialed the *140# and then you select the option number 2, which is send money, and then you select the option with which has the withdraw from ATM. Okay. And then it then gives an option to view the OTP or regenerate the OTP. Yes.
All right. So I'm the receiver now. I'm at the ATM. How do I go about withdrawing my money? Okay. What are the prompts that I need to follow?
Okay, thank you. When you get to the ATM, there's a cardless option, cardless services option. You select that one, and then after that there's a send money and the mobi money options. Then if it's a send money, if you haven't registered for the mobi wallet, you select the send money option.
Okay.
Yes, and then it will you follow the prompts, you enter your mobile number and the amount sent to you and the OTP.
So how much can a receiver withdraw per day? For instance, they have that 25,000 malangini, which is the maximum money. How much can they withdraw per day?
Okay, on the send money option, in fact on both options, on send money you will be forced to withdraw the whole amount. But up until you register to have the wallet, because on send money, unfortunately, at the moment you can't do a partial withdrawal. You will have to register for the wallet if maybe they have sent more than the limit, because our limit is 9,900 to withdraw at the ATM.
Okay.
Yes.
So because the OTP comes with the message, and what happens if I accidentally delete it before withdrawing?
You
do I
can
get help?
You do get help. If you have a send money, then you should make sure that you get help before the 48-hour grace period. You dial the *140 hash and then follow the prompt, which is send money. Select the send money option and then select withdraw from ATM.
Okay.
And then it will take you to the transaction and then select the option which says view OTP.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, just to be clear, just for me to be able to receive money and not get it sent back to the receipt to the sender, I need to register.
Yes.
For Mobi Money wallet.
Yes. You'll have to register.
Even if I'm not a Nedbank client?
Even if you're not a Nedbank client, yes.
Okay,
yes.
All right. Thanks so much, Nonhle. Lastly, what are your contact details in case, they have more questions to ask?
Okay, the clients can reach us at +278 3278 199, which is our call center, or they can send an email to helpdesk@nedbank.co.za.
And of course, social media, you're interactive with your clients?
We're always available to interact with our clients on social media, Facebook or Twitter.
All right, thanks so much. There you have it. The Nedbank Send Money and Mobi Money wallet. If you want to register, do contact Nedbank social media pages. They're available. And also visit any of the branches here in the country. Let's go for a net break. All right, welcome back. This is the final segment. Yes, you're watching Nedbank Business Watch. We are taking a closer look at today's financial markets with Toba from Nedbank Eswatini. Very good afternoon, Toba. Thank you for coming through this afternoon. So, what's happening in the world of markets? The war is still ongoing, but Trump did say that it is going to end soon. Is there progress? Is there good progress?
Thank you, Lulu, and good afternoon to you and our viewers. So yes, we saw the president of the US yesterday say that the war is going to end quickly. Driving positive vibes or news into the market. Also saw his vice president saying that they are making good progress in reaching a peace agreement with Iran. But we haven't heard anything from the other side as well. So we can't really be sure if there is progress, but that is what the White House is communicating. So far, the last update from Iran is just their demands, same demands that they've always, or that they have been putting on the table, which the president of the US has always, dismissed or said that they are ridiculous. Them wanting compensation for the loss of domestic property from the war, them wanting control of the Strait of Hormuz, and other demands that they have put forth. So we're yet to see if there is indeed good progress that is being made in the negotiations, but that is what the White House is sort of communicating right now.
So why is it only pushing now for the war to end? What's pushing him?
Yeah, so it's hurting a lot of things. From his perspective, obviously have the Congress elections in November, and what the inflationary effects of the war, it pushing up inflation in the US and hitting the ordinary citizens goes against his policies that he came into office with of lowering inflation. So then this is not then giving a good picture of what he has achieved in his term so far. So he would likely want it to end as soon as possible as well, as much as we all do.
All right, so let's see how that is impacting our numbers today. Starting off with currencies, just take a look at how the US dollar is trading against the lilangeni.
Yes, so the US dollar is trading quite well against major currencies today, 0.64% up against the USD, 0.36% up against the pound, and 0.63% up against the euro. This is due to, prospects of higher interest rates in South Africa, or interest rates being kept higher for longer. Statistics South Africa today, this morning, released inflation numbers for April, and the inflation jumped from 3.1% in March to 4% in April. And this is, this pushes it further from the SARB's preferred midpoint or target inflation number of 3%. So then to curb this, then it raises expectations of a rate hike. The market is sort of expecting the SARB to then hike interest rates. We have an MPC meeting later this month, so the expectation is that rates are likely going to be hiked, if not in the next sitting of the MPC.
All right, so moving on to commodities. Gold is slightly up today, and oil is down. Kindly, take us through what's happening today.
Yes, so correct. 0.29% up for gold, and 2.63% down for Brent crude, which is quite significant. I think I can tie that back to our opening conversation, that the news that are coming out of the US, that there is, the war is going to end quickly, or the comments like there's good progress, have sort of helped these two commodities, shaped what we're seeing right now. So if there's expectations of good progress, or a deal being struck very soon, then it eases the inflation pressures on the US. So which means that then rates might be lowered, or might not be kept high as we have been expecting if the war continues. So that then gives gold a bit of a bump. On the other end, it then drives the price of oil down, because then that means if there is an agreement, then supply is then expected to be restored, which then will mean that, they'll be able to meet the demand, and then the price will be lowered. So that is mostly what is moving the needle with these two commodities.
Okay, lastly, let's just go over quickly the equities this afternoon.
Right, so equities, the S&P 500 is down 0.67%. The FTSE is just trading mildly, steady at 0.07%, and the JSE All Share is down 1.1%. With the S&P 500, well, it's mostly we've seen the interest rates, or rather bond yields actually in the US going up, so that has then sort of taken away from what we're seeing on the S&P 500. However, we continue to see earnings from the first quarter being reported by major companies. We have NVIDIA reporting their first quarter earnings today, and them being one of the biggest AI companies in the US, and the market expecting good numbers from them. We're likely then going to see the S&P 500 trading up again. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Taba. Thank you for that analysis this afternoon. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of our program. Thank you for tuning in. You are watching Nedbank Business Watch. We are live on YouTube, and if you've just tuned in, worry not, you can still watch this episode on YouTube, Eswatini TV. We'll see you next week, Wednesday. Have a lovely day. And for more details on the Send Money Mobi wallet, visit any Nedbank branch countrywide. We'll see you next week. Have a lovely day.
Make better money choices. Choose a bank that takes your money seriously. Business Watch was brought to you by Nedbank.